I'm Robert Anthony.
I'm Joelle Anthony.
This is Watson. In 2020, we felt God's call in our lives to do something incredibly radical.
In 2023, we sold our flower shop, our home, just about everything we owned, and purchased our Winnebago Flex RV.
This began our trek into the vast unknown. Our mission is to take you along, showing you things you otherwise may never be able to see.
We would be so thankful to have you follow along and become part of our adventures.
Now, let's get to today's video. Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? It's me, Robert Anthony, your host of Winnebago Wednesdays. And in today's episode of Winnebago Wednesday, I want to talk to you about a solution that I've come up with that allows us to do boondocking for longer periods of time. Let me explain to you what I'm talking about. So we're coming to you today from the 29 Palms area of California in the desert. We're kind of stranded here for a bit at a Boondocker welcome host who's been gracious enough to let us stay here for a little bit longer than we had planned on originally. We are being punished by wind that is almost of hurricane level. It seems like we get gusts of up to 30 to 35 miles an hour. Of course, I just don't feel comfortable driving with the travel trailer behind me in such wind. So in the meantime, we're just doing videos and trying to occupy our time on this flat desert landscape as we weather the wind, and actually it's gotten quite cold. So what I have here is I have a 6-gallon portable container. This reminds me a lot of when I started doing the van life thing out of the Dodge Grand Caravan, of the bottom of the cassette toilet. The bottom of the cassette toilet that I had was a 3-gallon, I believe, a 3-gallon reservoir. This is 6 gallons is what this is, and this is basically a portable, you may know them as Blue Boys. You'll see them on the backs of RVs, 30 or 40 gallon at a clip. This is 6. I have in this hand a very short hose. This hooks to the black water or the actual sewer drain of the RV, and it gives me a little bit of an extension here that allows me to easily, there you go, easily hook to my wastewater disposal connection to put some off of each of the gray and the black tank into this portable tank. So what we do, or what I do, is like in this situation, we've been boondocking or dispersed camping for about 12 days now, 13 days, or maybe a little bit less, maybe, yeah, about 12. And we were able to use vault toilets at the last stop that we were at, but still would use the toilet in the RV for various relief, I guess, for lack of a better word. But now that we've been here, we don't have a vault toilet. We've had to use the RV toilet for everything. And so it started to fill up. Now, we were originally going to leave earlier, and we are staying a few days. So our black tank has gotten to the point where it is full, needs to be emptied. So today, I've taken the time to empty that black tank and dispose of it. So the reason that I like this is what this allows me to do is I can hook this to the sewer relief valve, and I can put some off the top of the tank into this holding tank. Now, this particular holding tank, again, is 6 gallons, and the way I do it is I'll fill it about 3/4 full from the black tank, and then I'll run about a gallon or so, or maybe a gallon and a half, off of the gray tank, so I get some quote-unquote fresh water come through here to rush through and kind of rinse this out, for lack of a better word. It's still not sanitary totally, but at least you've got enough fresh water that have come through it that anything that dribbles out is going to be less infected with the E. coli bacteria, and it'll be more just basic dishwater, shower water, sink water, whatever the case may be. I then put the top on, put it in the back of the truck, and I'm able to put it flat. Now, a lot of people like these because they have a handle on them that pops up, and maybe you can roll it, all right? I don't do that. Somebody had commented that they actually took these wheels off, drilled in there in the rod to put a cotter pin in there because they found that the wheels might pop off. This is light enough at 6 gallons. Sorry about that. This is light enough at 6 gallons for me. I can actually lift it out of the truck or lift it in the truck when it's full. But I put it in the back of the truck. I take all of the water bottles out of the back of the truck, and I just put this in the ground, in the bed of the truck, and then I take it to a restroom. So in today's video, I was able to do that. I found a public restroom in town that I was able to take it into, dump out the waste, and bring it back, put it in the truck, and return. Now, I could do this over 3 or 4 days, totally empty my black water tank, but because I know that we're going to be actually leaving in a matter of 2 days, taking 6 gallons or 5 gallons off the black water tank is sufficient for us for another 3 to 4 days easily. So that's a great solution. This allows me to really disperse camp for almost as long as I want, because I've got a way in which to carry water back to the rig. Now I have a way in which to carry the black tank solution or the black tank remains and safely discard them. So I have a few thoughts that I want to share with you before we close this video out about a few things that I think you need to pay attention to if you're doing this. One, always have proper gloves. Always have proper gloves to protect yourself against the bacteria that will be in the unit itself. Two, when you go to dump the tank, all right, it may splash a little bit. It's not bad, but the way that it works is you just basically take this, angle it out, and then you just start dumping. There's an air relief valve right here that you push, and it all just kind of flows out. So after you've done your dumping, my encouragement is, as a matter of courtesy, is clean up if it's splashed on the seat. Of course, lift the seat when you're doing it, but clean it, wipe the seat off, wipe the bowl off if it's splashed up, just as a courtesy. If you're using a vault toilet, a park managed toilet, or anything like that, just as a courtesy to the facilities that you're using, please clean up after yourself. Thirdly, you're not going to be able to rinse this out, and this is not a solution necessarily to empty your tank. It's just to give you some relief. My encouragement would be, when you go and you empty your black tank at a dump station, that you go through the process of emptying it out, of course, whatever's left in there, and then fill it all the way to the top again using any kind of, like I have a side fill hose for my black tank that I can back flush it with. Make sure you fill it to the top so that it really flushes everything out, because you're not going to get that flush with these little tanks. These are a temporary fix. And then maybe when you're at the dump station, take this off of wherever you're storing it. Keep it outside the rig because it is dirty. Wherever you're storing it, take it off. Rinse it out real good at the dump station, dump that in the sewer hold so that you at least get what's left over in this out of there as much as you possibly can. Get it really thoroughly clean. That's just good sanitary practice. And then maybe have some Lysol wipes with which you can wipe down the perimeter or the outside of the fill valve, just to kind of kill off the bacteria. And again, always wear gloves. And when you're done, always make sure that you have a sanitizer in hand or a soap and water solution so you can wash up your hands and get yourself clean. I found this to be a great solution to the stress of the black tanks full. This is portable enough. Somebody on a Facebook group that I'm a part of for the Winnebago Micro Mini Flex said they were looking for a 15-gallon. My only caution in doing that is, yes, you can move more fluid at one time in a 10 or a 15-gallon. I'm quite strong, I'm a weightlifter, and I'm athletic. At 6 gallons, this is not that heavy for me. It only amounts to about 50 pounds, maybe a little over 50 pounds, but anything beyond that, if this were 10 gallons, that's going to be 80 pounds. I could lift that, that would not be a problem. The issue, however, would then become, it's getting sloshy. And I'm not interested in particular of having black tank fluid. I don't want to deal with that sloshing around or falling and the top coming off and it shooting all over the place. I want it to be manageable, easily manageable for me, even when it's full, to lift it up into the truck. It has a handle here, it has a handle here. I can easily lift it without much of a problem. I feel that most, even females could do that were they really wanting to, but of course it does have suitcase style handle and rollers on it. You could use that. And again, this is the ticket right here. This short hose is the ticket to be able to get that just you don't need your long sewer hose out. You just got this little short one. It's perfect for the job. I just love this. This is a great solution. So there's going to be a link in the description below for the tank, or a tank similar to the one that I have, because they quit manufacturing these, or they're being manufactured under a different name now. This particular hose and this right angle elbow, I will have a link in the description below, even for the gloves that I use to keep my hands sanitary as I go about this process. I hope that you found this particular video helpful. And as we close out, I want to say thanks for being here. I would love to have you as a subscriber if you're not already. So this video here is going to be a video that YouTube thinks that you would want to see next. This particular playlist here is all things Winnebago that you can kind of watch through, that I've been producing for Winnebago Wednesdays. And of course, if you click the circle here, you're now subscribed to the channel. I'd love to have you on board. So until next time, I'm Rob. Rob out.